Man, I'm absolutely thrilled. I don't know that. I think I've coached in 6 bowl games, and we've been blessed. I think we're 5-1 in those games, and I don't know if I've ever been more excited to get a bowl game. And I want us to get back on the field as soon as we can, and excited. I love the date. I love that it's December the 18th. I love that we get to go to our third straight bowl game at Liberty and represent our great university and our families and our kids, and then get to be with our our real families for Christmas. So I think it's a great date, and Mobile's a great town, great players there. It's on ESPN, so it's a national audience to get to watch our brand, and really can't wait to get with our team and start preparing for it. Truthfully, I just got back in the office. I know nothing about Eastern Michigan. I actually worked last night on 2 other teams, and it wasn't the one that we got. So, I've got all the GAs are in there right now, and the analysts, and they're pulling everything for us, and we'll get to. I'll go to work to them on tonight before I leave out again in the morning recruiting. So. Again, I'm sure they have a great program. I know that RJ Fleming, one of my guys, is there, so that's another interesting aspect to it. But congratulations to them. But really excited for our kids, for our university to get to be on a national stage to kick off. I don't know what the first date is of bowl games, but I would assume the 18th is close to the front. So we get to play in front of a national audience pretty fast before the holidays get started. And what a great time. Is there, you know, I remember, growing up, man, bowl season is like the most awesome time to be a sports fanatic, because you get to watch bowl games every night. And I'm just so glad that Liberty gets to be a part of that.
Well, one special caveat to it is that Eastern Michigan was Liberty's first ever FBS win back in 1989. So kind of comes full circle there, doesn't it?
It seems like it. Obviously, I don't know much about that, but thrilled that we get to play another game for sure.
Let's go ahead and open it up to questions here. We'll start with Damian Sordelet from the Lynchburg News in Advance, and then I'll get to some others here.
Hugh, another aspect of this game is you're going to South Alabama's campus, and Kane, Corey, a lot of those guys, and even if they're not out recruiting, how cool would it be to reconnect with them while you're down there in addition to RJ?
Yeah, great question. I actually just hung up. I was going to be late for this deal because when I was driving into the complex, Kane called me and, just to congratulate me and say, man, listen, what do you need? Can y'all want to work out at our place? Because it seems like y'all are the Sun Belt's representative. And I said, man, I would love to work out at your place. I got to talk to Ian and other people to see if that's permissible. I don't really understand all of that, but Kane was awesome to welcome us there. And obviously Corey texted me earlier saying, man, hope we get to spend some time together. Do you mind if we come to practice? And I don't mind at all. And so it'll be exciting. We're having a Christmas party. That's on Wednesday night, I think, for our staff and wives. And I invited Corey and his wife and Kane and his wife to come over and join us. So it'll be good to reconnect to those guys.
Next, let's go to Mitch Davis. Mitch, tell us where you're calling in from and go ahead and ask your question.
Tennessee, the MitchDavisShow.com. Coach Freeze, how are you doing today?
Good Mitch, to see you I'm good, man. Good to see you. How's your grandfather?
He's doing well. I got to tell him I talked to you today. So
please
he was
do.
asking about church
tell him I said hello.
Yes, sir. Coach, I just want to ask you about that recruiting pitch. Obviously, being in the bowl game is exciting. It's one of the greatest feelings in the world. You talk about that. Coach, talk about that recruiting pitch going into Lower Alabama. And what do you tell those recruits and get them to Liberty?
Well, we're 2-0 in Alabama this year, and there's good players down in the South. So we're here's what I tell people. I really believe that we are on the cusp of in all the shifting of college football. I think we're on the cusp of having the opportunity to be one of the premier group of 5 programs in the nation. I think we have the support from the administration side. I think we have the financial support. We have the facilities. We have a culture here that is different than a lot of places. And I really believe that if you come and see, like I did when Ian first called me, I was headed to one of 3 different SEC schools to be an offensive coordinator, and Ian just he kind of sold this place, and my pitch to recruits is just come and see. And we just had a great group of recruits here this weekend. We've got another big group coming next weekend that will not only get to see our place and experience an official visit weekend, but will also get to see us practice for bowl games as we'll start next Friday. So I think it's a unique place. And is it for everybody? Probably not. But, man, I just think we have a special place here on the mountain that attracts a lot of people. And another bowl win, being 3-0 in bowls after 3 years, it would be pretty special, and another way that we can sell this place to the recruits. So great place here, and hopefully we can show that on December the 18th in our bowl game.
Let's go next to Christian Shields from the Champion.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, Coach, I know you talked about a lot about your recruiting that you're doing, but I know you're also losing some upperclassmen after this game. So what are the emotions with this being possibly Malik Willis's last game, as well as some of the other upperclassmen?
You know, truthfully, we went through that for our last home game, and really don't know that we'll kind of open that box again for the bowl game. It will be more of a celebration, really, to send those guys that have done so much for this program out playing in a bowl game. And so, you know, we did some of the senior stuff for the last home game here against Army, and the night before in the hotel and all of those things. So this really will be more of a celebration of what they've accomplished in their careers here. So I don't think it'll be much more of that. It'll be more of just, man, hey, congratulations, man. Let's have fun while we go about this task of winning another bowl game.
Damian?
Hey, he wanted to ask you, it looks like the itinerary for the Lending Tree Bowl this year is pretty full from Tuesday up to the bowl game, with a lot of stuff to tour around Mobile, some stuff to do service-wise in the community. And after last year of the Cure Bowl essentially being a more high-profile road game, how good is it to get to go and have a more traditional bowl experience with these guys?
Well, we're thankful, you know, for all that the committee of the bowl game there, the Lending Tree Bowl game in Mobile, has organized for us, and our kids will absolutely be a part of it. And I haven't really looked at the itinerary, to be honest. I just got back in the office, and CJ is going to meet with me here when we get through and go through that. But the bowl games we've been to, whether it was the Sugar Bowl or the Cure Bowl or the Peach Bowl, they've all done a marvelous job, and we want to help, you know, give back to the community there with things that we can do while we're there. So I'm certain it'll be exciting and enjoyable. Some of our kids have never experienced that before, and I love seeing the faces on the kids. Like Dejan Anthony, he caught me walking up like, Coach, I can't wait. I've never played in a bowl game before, you know, and he'll get to experience all of that. And that's why we do this in college football. And it's why bowl season is probably one of the greatest months of sporting events that there is.
Let's go to Thomas Wilkerson from 90.9 The Light.
Coach, congratulations. In a short span as an FBS school here at Liberty, y'all have made it to 3 back-to-back bowl games. How important is this, not only for the team, but for the brand?
Invaluable. I don't know how to put a quantitative value on it. I think, you know, being an independent as we are for one more year, the ultimate goal every year is to put yourself in a position where your kids get to play in a bowl game. And I think Ian and our administration have done a really nice job of developing partnerships with ESPN and other bowl tie-ins to give our kids the chance to do that should we be bowl eligible. And so you've got to go out every year and you've got to earn that. And our kids have done that for 3 consecutive years, which I think is a remarkable accomplishment. And we're thrilled that we can say that.
Mitch, did you have another one? You're muted.
Oh, there we go.
You're still muted.
My computer's acting up there. Coach, one more question just about postseason play. Obviously, you're very familiar with it, dating back all the way to your Briarcrest days. Coach, just what does it mean to you personally to play in the postseason? You won a lot of championships, but each and every bowl game and each and every season seems to be different. What does it mean to you to play postseason football?
I wouldn't be very pleasant to be around probably for the holidays if we weren't playing in postseason. And so I think my wife is thankful first and my kids, but man, I love bowl season. I love the opportunity to have a week or whatever, a week and a half after we get through with this recruiting class to go and compete on national TV. You know, all the eyes of college football world, everybody loves sitting around watching bowl games. And I want our kids and our university to be a part of that every year. And I'll be so disappointed when the time comes if we're not a part of it. And I understand that could happen. I won't like it very much, but I think that it just expands our brand. The Liberty brand is growing. It's growing nationally, and I'm getting in homes now, and our coaches are getting in homes now that 3 years ago, a kid enters the transfer portal or a kid is being recruited, he's probably not taking our calls. And now I really believe, man, we're close. We're really close to nailing a big-time class that just continues helping build the brand of Liberty. And so playing in bowl games every year is absolutely something that adds great value to that brand.
Next up, let's go to Anthony Romano from WDBJ in Roanoke.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. I know with the bowl game comes those extra practices leading up to the bowl game. How do you see the value in that, not only to prepare for this coming game, but also just, I guess, for the future of Liberty football?
Yeah, again, that's something that, man, we'll have most of the practices will not be within so our exams will end and we'll have some extra days there where we can really work every kid, the young kids, the ones we're depending upon for next year. And without the bowl game, you don't do that until spring practice. So I think it's just incredibly great. It also, to be very candid, and I've shared this with Ian and our coaching staff, I don't feel like I got the most out of our team this year. And I want one more shot. And so that burns within me, and hopefully it burns within our team and within our coaches to prepare to play a really good football team and us play very well against them on national TV. So we've got a few days. We're going to have 7 practices, it looks like, with it being on the 18th. So those 7 practices will be good for those young kids and obviously for our kids we're depending upon to compete on that night. So we'll try to get some extra reps for sure, though, for some of those younger kids that we're hoping to play next year.
Let's go back to Damien.
You touched on recruiting. I want to ask about actually getting to do those in-home visits that you and your staff were able to do this past weekend after last year of it just being strictly Zoom calls, FaceTime. How important was that to get back on the road and get to see them, connect with families, and really, complete the evaluation process on a lot of these guys?
Yeah. Well, truthfully, I kind of like the COVID model. I like the Zooming and the FaceTiming. I think it saved us a lot of money here at Liberty and probably every other university. But we're back to normal, and we accept that. And so I don't mind. I love the in-home visits. I love those. I don't like all the travel and everything. I mean, last week I went to Kansas, Iowa, Minnesota, Colorado, Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, and Virginia. So, I mean, that's a crazy week, but it's part of it. You know, we got 2 weeks before the early signing period, so we got to go. And there's not much sleep. There's not much rest. And every day is changing. And so you've got to get in homes and build those relationships to convince them to come and see what our campus is all about. And, you know, our coaches have done a great job of that thus far. We've got one more week. This is a big week. And then we have a huge weekend next weekend. And starting bowl practice, so it's a good combination. But it's definitely been back to the normal grind for sure.
All right, Coach. We appreciate your time. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. We got several others that we want to get to here as well, but appreciate it. Congratulations again. We look forward to catching up with you here a few more times before the 18th.
Yeah, no problem. And again, just happy for our kids, man. Happy that you know, those seniors like Malik and other kids can go out playing on national TV with a chance to win a third straight bowl game. So thank you, guys.